made it. We have made it. We have made it to the final season I have to catch up on. Hey, what's up, you guys? Film Fan 0599 here again, and today we're going to review Season 6 of Game of Thrones. Now, before we get into my review of Season 6, of course, as with all of my TV show reviews, there are going to be spoilers, so if you have not seen Season 6, please do not watch this review because it's going to contain a lot of spoilers. But if you have seen Season 6, or if you just don't care about spoilers, then you can continue on watching. So, let's get into Season 6 of Game of Thrones. So, what this season basically is about, after being resurrected, Jon Snow now has to help Sansa get back Winterfell from Ramsay Bolton, and they basically have to create an army to try and stop him. Then there's some stuff going on with, with Tyrion and Daenerys, and, with Cersei and King's Landing. There's a lot going on. So, what did I think of Season 6 of Game of Thrones? Now, I went to Season 6 a little bit hesitant. I was going into it a little bit with low expectations. I still had some high expectations, but I lowered them down just a little bit because Season 5 wasn't the best. It's not a bad season, like I said, but it just wasn't that great. So, I was hoping at least Season 6 can be good. I was hoping it can at least get back to form and get itself back on its feet. And luckily it does, because Season 6 is fantastic. This has to be my second favorite season now. Season 6 was a fantastic season. I absolutely loved Season 6. So let's get into my positives. And my positives are, first being the acting. The acting was really good in this season. I thought everyone did a very good job in Season 6. First being Kit Harington as Jon Snow. This is really like the Jon Snow redemption season. This is what this basically is. And it was great. And I thought, this is the best I've seen of the character so far in this entire show. Like, seriously, this is the best I've seen Jon Snow in any of the seasons so far. Because Kit Harington just gives it his all in this season. He really does. And he was just phenomenal as Jon Snow, definitely. I thought he did an absolutely fantastic job in this season. I absolutely loved him, and like I said, I think this is the best I've seen the character thus far in this series, and he was just great. I absolutely loved Kit Harington as Jon Snow in this season. Sophie Turner as Sansa Stark, she was still really good. I still really liked her in this season. She still did a very good job in my eyes. What's going on with the, with, of course, the Lannisters, with, Cersei and Jaime and all that. With the High Scepter, and Lena Headey still is really good as, Cersei. Cersei still, as usual, is still a jerk, but, like I said, Lena Headey really, knows how to make that character be so, kind of cruel and, being a jerk, and she really does a great job with that, and, makes you really hate this character, and Lena Headey does a very good job in this season. Nikolai Coster-Waldau as, Jaime Lannister, he was still really good, still really liked him in this season. I thought he did a great job as well. Maisie Williams as Arya Stark was still really good, I still really liked her. With Peter Dinklage as Tyrion, of course, I thought he was great. I thought he did a great job in this season. Definitely was much better in this season than he was in the last season, so I thought he did a great job. Emilia Clarke as Daenerys, she was still great. I thought she did a really good job as well. So yeah. And also, not to mention, Essie Davis was actually in this season as well, and she did a really good job as well. I really liked her. And my boy Ian McShane, he made a guest star appearance in Season 6, and he was great. I absolutely loved him in the guest spot that he was in for this season. So yeah, I thought he did a great job as well. So yeah, the acting is really good in this season. I thought everyone did a great job. The action sequences are fantastic, and yeah, we'll get into a certain action scene a little bit later on, but the action scenes are absolutely fantastic with this season. I absolutely love the action scenes with this season. Definitely very well filmed, very well shot, very brutal as, usual with Game of Thrones, and I just absolutely love the action scenes in this season. Definitely Some fantastic action scenes in this season. The storylines were very great in this season. Definitely a lot better than last season's. I was very invested in about 99.9% of them. They were really great. I was invested in what was going on with Bram. Thankfully, we went back to what was going on with Bram because I was wondering, because they didn't go back to it in season 5, so I was like, what's going on with Bram? So luckily they came back to it in season 6. I was really invested in what was going on with that. What was going on with Daenerys, with Tyrion, Jon Snow especially. So yeah, mostly all the storylines were great in this season. I absolutely loved a lot of the storylines in this season. Very invested, very investful, and I just really liked a lot of the storylines in this season. They were fantastic. So yeah. I still love how they captured the atmosphere of this, the world of Westeros and everything. I absolutely love how they captured the atmosphere of that, and it's definitely fantastic. I absolutely love how they captured, this world and everything, and they do a very great job with that in this season. Just putting you in this world and making you like, this is what this world is and everything. I absolutely love that about this season. The writing was fantastic. I absolutely love the writing with this season. The directing was great too. Very well shot. Cinematography is very gorgeous with this show. I absolutely love the cinematography. Just really well shot and really well directed this season was. So yeah. Alrighty, now it's time to probably what you all like about these TV show reviews, the 6 defining moments of the season in my eyes. So let's get into it. First being what happens at the end of episode 2. Now, of course, we all know what happens at the end of episode 2. The resurrection of Jon Snow. And, the Red Woman and everyone else are trying, they're relying on her to try and resurrect him. And at first, it really didn't seem like it worked. And then it goes about silence for about, I want to say, a minute or two. And then you see the direwolf, ghost, Jon's direwolf, rising up and, kind of like, I don't know really what to say, but he was like, wagging his tail and all that, and it just points at Jon Snow, and then he goes, and he's alive. So it did work, and yeah, he's alive, so yeah, that was a great moment. Definitely glad to see him alive because he's one of my favorite characters. So luckily he's not dead, he's alive. Well, I unfortunately already knew that because, all the promos and stuff for season 6, but it was still cool. It was still a cool moment to see him alive and everything. So yeah, the whole resurrection of Jon Snow was really cool. The next moment I want to talk about happens in episode 4, I believe, and that's when Jon and Sansa reunite again. I thought that was just a nice little moment, between the two, because Sansa is finally safe. She's finally away from danger and everything, and it was just great. And those two now reunited with each other. I just really liked that. It was a really nice moment between the two, and I really liked it. So yeah. Now the next moment I want to talk about happens at the end of episode 5. Bram has been with the Three-Eyed Raven, and when he has a certain vision, it's of the White Walkers, and then the main White Walker, I guess you could say, he, touched him, and now they know where Bram is, so they have to basically get out of there before the White Walkers attack, and it's already too late because the White Walkers are there. And it was just a very intense scene. It really was, like, and they're trying to get Bram out of there. He's in the middle of a vision, and they're trying to get Bram out of there and everything, and it was just a very intense scene. And then Hodor, they get out of the place, and Hodor has to hold the door for them because he's the only one that's big enough to hold it. And the girl keeps on repeating, hold the door, hold the door, hold the door. And Bram's in the vision, and young Hodor is actually in that vision. And all of a sudden, young Hodor's eyes go, like, cross-eyed, and then he just starts, like, having a seizure, basically. And he just keeps on saying, hold the door, hold the door, hold the door. And then Hodor in present time is, unfortunately, getting ripped to shreds because of the White Walkers. And that was sad, because, I really liked Hodor. He only says one line, he just goes, Hodor. But he's basically, you want to know who he's like? He's like the Groot of Game of Thrones. He basically is. He says one line, and he's just, great to watch on screen. And he helps out a lot, too. So, it was sad to see him go, really. And I was like, that's sad. It really is. I really like this character, and now, he's dead. As with, if you like characters in Game of Thrones, goodbye, so, yeah, usual thing with Game of Thrones. And then when we go back to, young Hodor, he just keeps on saying, hold the door, but when it combines the two, it just turns into Hodor, and that's how, he just turned it to basically just saying Hodor for the rest of his life. So yeah. Now the next moment I want to talk about, yes, we're gonna talk about it, the Battle of the Bastards. This was awesome. Okay, I absolutely loved this action scene. It was so cool. I heard a lot about this scene. I heard this is like the best scene of the entire season. I was like, alright, this better live up to it. This better live up to it. And oh my, did it ever. This was awesome. I absolutely loved this action scene. It was very well filmed. Brutal. Brutal is not even the word for it. Like, bodies were flying. Literally, bodies were stacked. I'm not kidding. They were literally stacked at a point during this battle. And it was intense. Like, this battle was intense at its finest. Like, it was really intense, very well filmed. I don't know which is better, this or the Battle of King's Landing from Season 2. Like, seriously, I can't decide right now because both of those action scenes were so well filmed and so epic in their own ways. It was just so great, and this was fantastic. I absolutely loved this action set piece. It was just great, and I loved it. And then, Ramsay goes back to, Winterfell, to his castle, and then my boy the Giant just, breaks down the door, and all of, the wildlings and everything that come in, kill the, I guess you could say the guards and stuff, and unfortunately the Giant has a bunch of arrows in him, and Jon tries to, kind of pet his head, but then, boom, arrow goes right through the Giant's eye, and it was Ramsay. So he's like, you want a one-on-one combat with me? I guess I changed my mind. I guess I will do it. And then right when Ramsay's about to fire an arrow, Jon grabs his shield, and that's what he does. He, every time he fires a shot, he just holds up the shield like he's Captain America or something. And then he just, boom, hits him with the shield, and then Jon just starts beating the holy heck out of him. He just starts laying him out, like just beating him to a pulp. And I was like, yes, he deserves this. Ramsay deserves this. He really does. And it was just great. Jon's letting all of his frustration out until, Sansa sees him and he stops, So, yeah. Then at the end of that episode, we see Ramsay's tied to a chair. And, Sansa's like, you haven't fed your dogs in 7 days. So, and yeah, that's exactly what happens. The dogs eat Ramsay alive. And it was such a satisfying moment. And, he's dead. So, yeah, another piece of garbage person from Game of Thrones is now dead. So, Ramsay is dead. Now, the next moment I want to talk about, this happens in the season finale. Cersei had to go on trial for her sins and everything. And you notice right away something is off-putting about this. You realize something is off. Like, almost immediately, you're like, something's not right here. Because, it just didn't seem right. And guess what? I was right. There was something wrong. Okay, I don't know exactly what it's called, but I'm going to call it the ectoplasma, because that's exactly what this green stuff looks like. It looks like the ectoplasma. So, the ectoplasma there's candles next to it. And, if that thing gets lit up, this whole place is going down. And that's exactly what happens, because Marjorie, I always forget Finch Jones's character's name, but, he's there, the High Scepter's there, and that whole place goes into flames. It just blows up. Everyone's dead. It blows up. Like I tell you, it blows up. I know I wasn't supposed to laugh at this part, but when the bell came in and like just squished that one person, I was just like, what the heck? So I just couldn't help but laugh at that part when the bell just comes flying in and crushes the one dude. But yeah, that place just blows up. And, of course, it was Cersei who set the whole thing up, so yeah. So I knew something was off-putting about that, and I was right. And that was just intense, like the whole place blows up, and everyone just dies. Yeah, everyone in that place just is dead. So RIP everyone that was in that place. So yeah, and then when the king finds out about this, he just doesn't know what to say. And what he does is he takes off his crown, puts it, I don't know where he put it, he might put it on a shelf or something. And, he walks to the window, goes into the window, falls right down, killing himself, basically. And, yeah. So, yeah, RIP to the king. So, yeah, the last moment I want to talk about, this happens, I want to say, at the end of the episode, when Jon becomes king of the North. That was just a fantastic scene, and, it was just great. Like, everyone is now riling up with Jon, and it's just fantastic. I absolutely loved that. It was just great. So, yeah, I absolutely loved that I guess you could say that final scene, really, in Season 6, when everybody just riles up with Jon. It's just fantastic. And also to mention, Daenerys is coming to Westeros, people! It's gonna be awesome, okay? I can't wait for that. So, yeah. But the only negative I do have with Season 6 is that Arya's storyline wasn't that interesting to me. I mean, Arya is still a great character, but just her storyline wasn't that interesting in my eyes. I just wasn't that invested into it. So, yeah, that's probably my only issue with this season. So yeah, besides that, Season 6 is great. This, like I said, this has to be my second favorite season of the whole series so far. I absolutely loved Season 6. It was great. So yeah. So it's time for my official grade on Season 6, and my official grade on Season 6 is an A. Fantastic season. I absolutely loved it. Definitely, this was another fantastic season, and it got back, I'm glad the show got back on its feet after the 5th season, and I just loved Season 6. Definitely deserves an A. We did it! We are all caught up now. We're all caught up on Game of Thrones. Season 7, come here faster because, man, I need Season 7 now, okay? I need Season 7 now because, man, this show is epic and I'm so glad I finally got to watch it because, man, this show is epic and I cannot wait for Season 7. So, yeah, just thank you all for watching my reviews of Seasons 1 through 6. I very much appreciate it, and yeah, Season 7, I'm pumped. I can't wait. Season 7, please, get here faster. My goodness. So, yeah. So, thank you all for watching, and what did you think of Season 6 of Game of Thrones? Leave in the comment section below. Now, I'm FilmFan0599, and we'll see you all later. Peace.